Adrenaline junkies are always on the lookout for their next big thrill, and ziplining is often a go-to adventure. But as exhilarating as it may seem, sometimes things don't go as planned. What started as an exciting ride quickly turned into a dangerous situation they didn't see coming. With cameras rolling to document their adventure, it started off smoothly. They shimmied slowly down the zipline preparing to descend. The cameraman, equipped with gloves for safety, was ready to capture every moment. At some point before the ride, the cameraman made a questionable decision. He removed his gloves. This seemingly small choice turned out to be a big mistake. He almost lost his fingers by doing so. The metal was getting incredibly hot from how fast he was traveling, and the hook began to shred. The ride came to an abrupt halt when the zipline became tangled, leaving the two stranded mid-air, but thankfully catching their fall.
Еще?
Еще. Еще.
While it may have seemed like a clever plan, it was undeniably risky. Thankfully, the group managed to make it to the ground without any catastrophic accidents by using their parachutes. However, the cameraman's hands suffered significant injuries from gripping the zipline without gloves, a painful reminder of how important safety equipment is during such activities. Originally surfacing on November 26, 2005, this video has become one of the internet's most mysterious and unsettling viral videos that has baffled and disturbed viewers for nearly 2 decades. The scene is simple, yet deeply unnerving. A man sits alone in a stark white room, wearing nothing but a white tank top. In front of him is a bowl of soup, which he eats using an oversized spoon. But it's not just the setting that's eerie, it's the man himself. He appears to be crying uncontrollably, though his eyes are obscured by a black sensor bar, adding to the unease. As the video progresses, 2 costumed figures enter the room one by one. They are dressed as characters from a performance troupe called Ray Ray. Without speaking, they approach the man and begin patting and comforting him as he continues to sob and eat. Then, just as abruptly as it began, the video ends, leaving viewers with more questions than answers. Over the past 20 years, the video has sparked countless theories. Some believe the man is being forced to eat something horrific as part of a punishment or ritual. The oversized spoon and his visible distress suggest he's not eating willingly. Perhaps it was a psychological torture. One particularly unsettling theory is that the soup contains human remains, possibly someone the man knew. This idea has fueled countless horror stories and Reddit threads over the years. Others argue it's a dark art piece, possibly staged, to provoke discomfort and viral curiosity. Here's what we can say for sure. Nothing about this video has ever been fully explained. The identity of the man in the video remains unknown. We don't know what was in the soup or cereal and why he was crying so intensely. And we certainly don't know who created the video or what their intentions were. But what do you think? Is the video just an elaborate hoax meant to freak us out? Or is there something dangerous about it that we're overlooking? On May 12, 2018, in Floriano, Rio de Janeiro, a cyclist and his friend set out for what was supposed to be a simple ride. Volta Redonda to Porto Real. Just two guys trying a new route, avoiding the busy Presidente Dutra highway, hoping to cut back through Floriano to Barra Mansa. Their only option was a tunnel, short but immediately unsettling. To the left, the Rio Paraiba do Sul rushed by. To the right, a massive rock wall sealed off any escape. And the tunnel itself, no room or shoulder to duck into if a train came. But they knew if they acted fast, they might be able to make it through. It was pure panic, the kind that hits your stomach and locks your legs and makes every second feel like the last one you might get. But somehow, they made it out just in time, stumbling back into daylight, shaking, gasping, and weirdly quiet. Both of them had the same feeling, that strange mix of fear and relief that only comes after you've brushed right up against something you weren't supposed to survive.
Minha bike! Será que pegou ela?
After the fright, they continued the ride. But you see, most people couldn't shake the fact that instead of running immediately, he moved his bicycle off the tracks first. To many, it seemed like he valued his bike more than his own safety. Those few seconds of hesitation could have cost him everything. Storm chasing is often an adrenaline-filled adventure, with thrill seekers chasing down nature's raw power. But sometimes it's not just about capturing a storm's beauty or ferocity. It's about survival and humanity. For Freddy, a storm chaser in Texas, one routine chase turned into a heartbreaking yet heroic moment he'll never forget. Freddy was tracking a supercell near Holly, Texas, filming for his YouTube channel. The radar showed tight rotation, and the air felt electric. Every instinct told him something big was about to happen. Sure enough, nature didn't disappoint.
Yeah. You gotta get ready to run.
A massive tornado touched down, tearing across the open fields with violent force. After taking some time to behold its power, he knew it was time to move.
Time to run. Time to run. It's coming right at us.
I cannot believe what I'm witnessing right now.
Yeah, and I can't believe that it's coming right at me, so we gotta go.
Before he could fully process the power of the first tornado, something even more terrifying caught his eye. A second tornado was forming. This one was bigger, stronger, and far more unpredictable than the first.
Yeah. Now this is an insane intercept. Just strikes. Oh my gosh, there's three up here.
Freddy watched helplessly as the storm shifted, but then something caught his eye. A white Chevy Tahoe. It was the kind of vehicle no one would ever leave sitting in the middle of a field. Yet there it was, lying beside a pile of rubble. That's when the realization hit him. A house had been struck, and whatever was left of it was now unrecognizable.
Please tell me they're not just at a house here. Gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There's people. There's people.
The tornado slammed into the house with full force. Inside that house was a family with 2 young children. The structure didn't stand a chance. Walls crumbled instantly. Wood splintered into deadly shards, and debris shot hundreds of feet into the air. Within seconds, the house was gone, reduced to a shredded foundation, and scattered wreckage across the field.
Get in! Get in the car.
Please.
Get in the car.
Please, God, help!
Open the door. Get in.
Hurry.
Come on, guys. Get in the other side. Other side. Come.
They were covered in blood, dirt, and their faces blank with shock.
I need your phone. I gotta call my mom.
Right here. Get in.
Get in. I know. Look at me. I gotta look where you're bleeding, okay? Look at me, like.
We gotta get to the hospital, buddy. Do you know where the nearest hospital
Yes.
is? Hey, let me get.
The family collapsed into this vehicle and began to assess the damage on themselves, but they soon realized their dog was missing.
That dog. Oh, where's the dog? Where's the dog? Come on, Bill. Hey, come here, buddy.
Billy, come on.
Billy.
Girl.
Holy shit.
Okay. Go, guys, go.
I'm a storm chaser here. Okay, man.
Throughout it all, Freddy kept his camera rolling, not for entertainment, but as proof of what this family had survived. Despite losing their home and belongings and enduring unimaginable terror, they had made it out alive, injured and traumatized, but alive. In moments like these, nature shows its most violent side, but humanity shows its strongest. Freddy didn't just capture footage of a tornado that day, he captured a rescue.
Young children here with head injuries. Adult with a broken hand.
Broken hands, broken everything.
Okay. Okay, if one
I
of you
gotta
guys
figure out
could
where
get
you're
me.
bleeding from, Lane. I gotta get the blood pressure.
Okay.
Hold Allie.
The phone? Can you?
I gotta get.
Where's the hospital, guys?
Turn right.
Turn right. Okay. Get a hold.
As Casey and West guided him toward the hospital, their route took them directly alongside the tornado, which was still ongoing just to their south. Even while transporting survivors, the danger wasn't over.
Alright, you guys are gonna be okay. Yeah,
I'm so sorry I'm spitting in your car.
Sir,
I don't know your name.
My name's Freddy. What's your name?
Freddie, this is Lane.
Wayne.
And Allie.
Nice
and I'm
to meet you,
Casey.
I don't feel so good.
Okay, Lane, I need you to breathe.
Later, as he waited in the hospital parking lot, he stayed with the family's dog Millie, until Casey's sister arrived to pick her up. With no word on the family's condition, he could do nothing but wait. Morning finally brought an update. Miraculously, all 4 members of the Lambert family were discharged with non-life-threatening injuries. An absolute miracle, considering what they had endured. Freddy may have started his day chasing storms for adrenaline and content, but he ended it saving lives. And that's something far more powerful than any tornado. It was a cold and quiet night on December 4th, 2003, in Arlington, Virginia. A police officer patrolling a local park was approached by a family. They reported hearing a flare gun being fired. Following the sound, the officer traced it to the home of 56-year-old James Yu. James Yu was not your average neighbor. Living alone in a duplex, he was known for behaviors that often left others uneasy. His online posts were filled with strange claims, accusations of being defrauded, persecuted, and even targeted by government agencies.
Police say Yu, who posted hundreds of pages of conspiracy theories online, exploded his own house using 35 gallons of gasoline. And Whit, police say they found 2 shotguns, a handgun, and 2 flare guns in the rubble of the house. Investigators say they believe he lit the gas on fire in his basement. Whit?
To James, everyone seemed like an enemy. His ex-wife, the FBI, and even his next-door neighbors. In the months leading up to that night, James's paranoia had reached new heights. He covered his windows with garbage bags and aluminum foil, wrapped the trees outside his home in toilet paper, and became even more reclusive. But on this particular night, nothing could have prepared anyone for what was about to unfold. When officers arrived at James's residence, they saw something eerie. Him standing inside his window, calmly firing flares into the dark sky. Over 25 minutes, James fired a total of 41 flares, each one lighting up the night like a signal for something sinister.
Mr. Yu!
Officers confronting James Yu in an hours-long standoff, Yu barricading himself inside after firing dozens of flares from a window. Police breaching the front door.
Authorities had no idea what he was trying to signal, or if something else was happening inside the house. With no answers and growing concerns, they decided to take action. As officers spent hours trying to get James to surrender peacefully, their efforts were met with nothing but silence. They called out to him repeatedly.
James, this is the Arlington Police Department.
We need you to move away from your front door. Move away from your front door. James, this is the Arlington Police Department. We need you to move away from your front door. James, stay away from your front door. Stay away from your front door, James.
Still, no response. Fearing the worst, police brought in an armored vehicle to breach the front door. They deployed gas inside the home, hoping to force James out. But instead of surrendering, James finally responded, just not in the way anyone expected. Without warning, a massive explosion ripped through James Yu's home. The blast was so powerful that it didn't just set the house on fire, it completely disintegrated it. Debris rained down across the neighborhood as the structure was leveled in an instant. In the aftermath, investigators discovered that James had been storing 55 gallons of gasoline in his basement. Why? That's still up for debate. Some believed he planned to lure police into a deadly trap. Others suspected he intended to harm his neighbors, people he had long accused of conspiring against him.
Yeah.
For most people, this would seem like the end of a tragic and bizarre story, but there was one final twist. Despite the chaos James had reportedly caused, no one had a clear picture of him. Not a single officer on the scene claimed to have seen him, and no one heard his voice during the entire ordeal. For someone who had allegedly been at the center of it all, James Yu seemed to vanish like a ghost. People started asking questions. If nobody saw him, could he have been somewhere else? Could he have escaped? The theories quickly snowballed. Some believed James had faked his own death and disappeared into obscurity. Others thought he was the target of a larger conspiracy. So, what do you think happened that night? Some days start out so ordinary that you'd never expect them to take a horrifying turn. For TikTok user Toph Holler, a long-haul trucker, his day seemed like any other as he cruised across Wyoming. Another delivery run, miles of open road, and the kind of drive where your mind drifts into autopilot. But all of that changed the moment he approached the Green River Tunnel. What happened next is something straight out of a nightmare, and his dashcam caught it all.
So this is the dash cam from my truck of me entering the tunnel. This is braking, sliding on ice, sliding, and stuck. You notice the steering wheel come off.
While Toph sat there, stuck between mangled cars and trucks, thick black smoke began creeping into the tunnel. At first it was slow, almost unnoticeable, but within seconds, it rolled in like a wave, engulfing everything in its path. What Toph didn't know yet was that a fire had broken out deeper inside the tunnel, spreading fast and turning the enclosed space into a death trap.
So this happened coming through a fucking tunnel. I'm in a wreck. This is fucking bad. Oh, this truck is on fire. I got to get out of here.
Realizing he was in serious danger, Toph tried to open his door. It wouldn't budge. He tried again, still jammed. The fire kept growing, and you could hear people screaming in the background. The heat was creeping in, the smoke was suffocating, and the entire tunnel felt like an oven. With his door jammed and time running out, Toph realized there was only one way out.
Oh shit. Oh, fuck.
He crawled through the opening, dragging himself onto the pavement outside, coughing, gasping for air. He was lucky to get out when he did, otherwise this may have ended differently. When he turned back to look at the tunnel, it was something out of a horror movie. The sight was beyond anything Tough could have imagined. Cars melting from the heat, smoke pouring out in thick clouds, and people still trapped inside their vehicles.
To get out.
It's hard to even imagine what it must have felt like to witness something so devastating up close.
So this happened coming through a fucking tunnel.
When firefighters finally managed to get the blaze under control, the damage was worse than anyone had anticipated. 3 people lost their lives in the disaster. Several others were badly burned or hospitalized due to smoke inhalation. When people started calling him out for recording, Tough responded.
I'm recording for insurance purposes, so the camera just came out to record for insurance, and when the fire broke out, it escalated very quickly. Become a situation, life or death situation, where I needed to get out fast, and that's the footage got bad from there because I no longer was cared about recording and was trying to escape. So
while it's heartbreaking to see such a tragedy unfold, it also highlights how important it is to stay prepared for emergencies, especially in high-risk scenarios like tunnels or pileups.
Here nor there, I hope some people are learning from it. Hopefully you're never in this situation, but if you are, don't panic, kick the windshield out or whatever you got to do to save yourself, because in that instant there was no rescue coming in that tunnel.
This wasn't just another delivery run for Tough. It became one of the most disturbing real-time disasters ever captured on camera. And while his story is harrowing, it might just help others know what to do when faced with similar situations.